leave now or you're going to die. That is exactly what the Tampa mayor has just told her residents. To leave the city. Do not stay behind. Evacuate now and get out. Save yourself. Now, I want to touch on this. I want to talk about what is going on in Tampa. Talk about Hurricane Milton, the destruction that is coming, and why millions of people should be getting out of the path very soon. But this is not just going to impact people in Florida or impact people in the path of Hurricane Milton. According to experts, people all over the United States, including people on the West Coast, me included, are going to feel the effects. And this is going to have to do with pricing moving forward. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on, what you should be looking at moving forward, and why so many people are in panic mode as we speak. But all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So we have been hearing warnings for days from experts regarding this upcoming hurricane. This is already a Category 5 hurricane. Now we are about to see it hit the coast of Florida in the next day or so. And that's what experts are very concerned with. Just look at this. It says, you are going to die. Tampa mayor issues grave warning about ignoring Milton evacuation orders. Now, I want to play this for you because she says she's not exaggerating. Just listen to this and let me know your thoughts.
This is literally catastrophic. And I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
So she says if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die. Well, look at this right here, okay? And I want to show you this mainly for one reason. I'll just put myself right there. The reason why I want to show you this is simple. The area right here, Tampa, this is where it's expected to be a hurricane. This is where it's a warning. Over here is on kind of a hurricane watch. Now, here's the reason why this is such a big deal. According to experts and according to meteorologists just today, we don't know if the hurricane is going to hit Tampa dead on. It's going to come down here a little bit south towards Sarasota, a little bit south towards Fort Myers. Maybe it comes a little north and hits Cedar Key. We don't know exactly where it's going to hit, and this is why experts say that you need to be prepared and you need to evacuate immediately, because we do not know where the eye of the hurricane is going to hit. And if it's Tampa, well, millions of people need to get out immediately, or else you're going to die. Now, look at this right here. This should be concerning. It says Hurricane Milton could cause as much as $175 billion in damages, according to early estimates. Now, they're saying this is a 1 in a 100-year event. Look at this. It says Hurricane Milton's once-in-a-century potential could cause damage of more than $50 billion, with the potential to leave behind devastation approaching $175 billion in more in a worst-case scenario. It says right here, a 1 in 100-year event is estimated by some to result in $175 billion in losses for landfall in the Tampa region and $70 billion in losses in the Fort Myers region. Okay, this is going to be catastrophic. Now, here's something that you may not realize. And this is something that I've been talking to many people. Somebody sent me a message just this morning that they're trying to get out. They're doing everything that they can to get out of the city, to get out of Florida, really. And the reason for it is because they do not know what is coming. But here's what I can tell you. And again, this is troubling. All these cars right here, okay? All these cars could simply be stuck on the highway. Could be stuck on the interstate because they have nowhere to go. Not just because cars are just backed up for miles, but because some don't have any gas. Look at this. It says you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. 1,000 Florida gas stations have run out of fuel. Hurricane Milton could cause even more trouble. according to reports, we are going to see more fuel hit Florida, but it's not coming until potentially Thursday afternoon or night. We are not going to see fuel enter the state before that, according to reports. Many people are closing up. Businesses are shutting their doors. Gas stations are shut down because, again, they have no gas. All we see are things like this, where signs that say no gas. That is it. And if you're close to the actual coast, you are seeing a lot of these gas stations and the machines, they're wrapped up in tarps or saran wrap so that the nozzles don't go flying off everywhere. Again, this is going to be devastating. But here's something else most people don't realize. It's this right here. I want to show you. It says Hurricane Milton has Florida homeowners and the insurance market bracing for impact. Keep in mind that Hurricane Milton is going to strike just a couple weeks after Hurricane Helene. We are still not even done cleaning up the mess from the previous hurricane, and now the next one's coming in. This is going to be even more devastating. Some say this could be double what we saw before. Now I want to show you this as well. Look at this. It says Florida's largest insurer issues Hurricane Milton warning to policyholders. The largest insurance company in Florida is issuing a warning to policyholders. They're telling them to take pictures, document everything that they own, make sure that you have all the information that you need on your home. Okay, a lot of pictures, a lot of documentation. In your receipts that you have, you need to have that all with you. It can't be wet. They're not going to go off of your word that, no, I just bought that TV. I just bought a new TV, spent $4,000 on that thing, and hurricane just swept it away. I need you to replace that. All your jewelry, make sure it's safe. Okay, make sure it's protected. Anything that you are going to claim against, you need to make sure that you have documentation of it. If you don't, you may be screwing yourself over, and these insurance companies are not going to pay you because of it. Now, here's something else. They are expecting tens of thousands of people are not going to come back to the state of Florida after this hurricane for two main reasons. Number one, they don't want to deal with these constant hurricanes. Again, this is something that we haven't seen in many, many years, right? Where a hurricane's come right after the next one. Especially where one comes in and completely wipes out certain areas. Then the next one comes in and could completely wipe out an even larger area. Haven't seen that. Not on this part of the United States. Not on this part of the world. And so now experts are saying that people aren't going to come back to Florida. So what happens to all their belongings? What happens to their insurance claim? Nothing. What happens to their property? Okay, the mortgage that they had on their home. They don't want it. They're going to give it back to the banks. The banks are going to be responsible for all this. The banks are. People are not going to be able to rebuild their home, especially if they don't have insurance. And if you think that $750 check from FEMA is going to come and save the day, well, I hate to say this, but it's not. Now, here's where things get interesting. We've seen the reports on Hurricane Milton. We've seen how some are saying that this is potentially going to be a category 3 when it hits, but it's going to be wider. Some say it's going to be a category 4. Others say it could potentially strengthen into a category 5, where we could see it jumps to 185 mile per hour winds with gusts over 200. Well, look at this. It says Milton threatens to reach max limits, sparking calls for a new category 6 designation for hurricanes. Now, what exactly are the categories? What are the wind speeds? Well, let's look at that. Look at this. Category 1 is a 74 to 95 mile per hour winds. Category 2, up to 110. Category 3, up to 129. Category 4, up to 156. And Category 5, anything over 157 miles per hour, which, just look at these pictures. So they say Category 1 is gonna, it's gonna take some leaves and it's gonna, pull them off and do whatever. It's gonna move your furniture around, maybe blow over a fence. It's gonna pull some shingles off. Category 2, it's going to break trees. Most of your shingles are going to come off, or the majority of them. You're going to see some siding come loose. Category 3 right here, the majority of your shingles are gone, right? You got no other shingles on your roof. You see your trees completely break or get ripped out of the ground. You see your siding completely come off. Category 4 right here, you're likely going to see your roof get ripped off of your house. Okay? As soon as your roof gets ripped off of your house in a category 4, category 5 is simple. Massive destruction. Because once your roof gets pulled off your house, the walls have nothing that are really holding them to one another, except in the corners. The roof, the rafters, that is what's holding the whole structure together. So the problem there is walls start to collapse. As they collapse and you see a storm surge, you see additional winds, your home is completely tarnished, is gone, right? Massive destruction. What would category 6 look like? We don't know, because we haven't experienced that here in the United States. That's where experts are extremely concerned about what is going to happen. According to experts, they say there is a higher than likely chance that that Hurricane Milton gets downgraded to a category 3 by the time it makes landfall, but it's going to be wider. They're also saying that there is a small chance it would actually be upgraded, go back to a category 5. If that's the case, again, some are saying we could see double the damage that we saw with Hurricane Helene. Others say we could see 10 times the damage because of where it's potentially going to hit in the state of Florida. So, just wanted to share this with you because we have about 24 hours, according to meteorologists, according to all the stations that I've been watching, all the news I've been reading, everybody's anticipating somewhere between Wednesday at 8 p.m. to Thursday at 6 a.m. we are going to see the biggest, okay, the eye of the storm is going to hit. So, we'll see what happens. The one thing I am here trying to do is just keep everybody safe. So again, if all I can do is keep one person safe, then I did my job. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.